it was the closeness of the men who put it together, and that's how it operated. We saw each other, we interacted with one another. And one of the things that Frank always stressed is having fun with one another. And we would do clean cut things, including Frank going swimming with one of the guys who with Ernie Jones from up at Springfield College, and that may have been the time when Frank got a hook caught in his head or something. Was that you with you? Was Ernie with you and Frank up in Canada?
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things. Those are the kind of things that the guys did. They always hung out together. There was a closeness there.
I didn't know Cliff that well, and I found Cliff. Then Bill Jones, who was the gymnast, who was my person when I had a YMCA in Pittsburgh. I had him, and then we went out to Westover and got the rest of the fellows.
Charlie Comer, I think you're looking for something profound, but it should be as simplistic as, if there is not a chapter, and you have enough alpha men in a community, then the question is not how did it come about, but why wouldn't it? We just had a good time. We truly enjoyed getting together. If you consider the time, they talk about integration in Springfield. It certainly wasn't segregated. But people of color tend to be together. And because we were also struggling, we didn't have we certainly had the sophistication, not the resources to do what we do now. You say $200 for the foundation and it will come up. We didn't have that, so when we wanted to have an event, we'd go down to a hotel. Hotel would let us have it for little cost, and we had to clean it up. We did that on a number of occasions. Alpha men will find one another, and it was after we started to run into one another. Charlie Comer from out of Gary, Indiana, Frank, myself, Bill Jones. There were people around here that we were constantly running into, and so the logical thing to do was start a chapter. Why not? And so, and Jimmy Henderson, and we began to talk about it, and I don't think there was anything earth-shattering about it, profound. It's just that there were enough fellas here. You needed at least 7 people to start a chapter. We had that, and it was just a matter of process. It's interesting that you should ask that question, because it was a question that has really just been burning in me for some time. And I've spoken to some of the people in the chapter about where do we go. If we look at what brought the fraternity together in 1907, it was that there was so little for us, and what we had, we built it together, and there was a lot of brotherhood, socialization in that process, and it served us well. It served us well. The fraternity has served its role, but it has now become a much more sophisticated place for it to take a position in. If we look across the country at the number of chapters that exist in every state in the Union, we multiply that by all of the other Greek letter organizations and girlfriends and links. And then we begin to look at what's facing us now. And I'm saying it is time that we begin to look in a much more sophisticated sense at what it is that we are capable of doing on a national scale, and bring all of the resources that we have to bear in addressing some of the issues that are facing this country.
I'll tell you why. I had an Omega Phi Psi man bring me to Springfield to teach school. When I was at Delaware State, I hung out with all the athletes who were Omegas. But I had this idea that the Alpha fraternity stood for what it says, good grades and so forth. That's where I placed the Alpha, and wherever I went, I would take that and say, if you want to be an Alpha man, look at the grades.